Concrete will be here any minute, so I wanted to capture this on video before we bury it all. We've got our hole dug to set our scales and our Jersey barrier walls next to the scales in. You can see the grade stakes are marking the elevation of the concrete, but the floor that's just used for draining water will be 4 inches thick, and then the floor underneath the Jersey barriers and the scales themselves will be a foot thick with some rebar where the bases of the scales go. We've got a couple sumps set in place. That 4-inch floor will then drain to these two sumps. That one's tied to the second one. And then this second sump has an inch fall from the first. And then this sump then has an inch fall to our little pump pit. And that flight pump that's coming from the shop will be dropped down, and these two barrels are screwed together. And again, it's an inch lower than the second one, and the second one's an inch lower than the first. So all water should drain to here and be pumped with the flight pump up into the pan of this press. Once we get the floor poured and it cures, we'll be able to set our scales in, and then we'll line Jersey barriers on each side of them as the walls, and you can see the Jersey barrier setting here. There's the scales, and the Jersey barriers will form a roughly 15-inch tall wall, kind of tunnel walls on each side that the gators then will drive down through, kind of like little bumpers. And then the presses will actually be backed up, and the jacks will set on top of the Jersey barriers themselves. But we've got 5 presses here, and then this whole ground was built up. There's a liner we had to put down. You can start to see a little bit of, but this was built up roughly 3 feet from the existing grade. And this half has yet to be built up, but it will be built up more about 2, and then it gets skinnier, and it'll be built up just a foot on top of the asphalt back here. And the other 5 presses will then set here. And the lagoon is on top of that hill. There's a little bit of dirt work going on up there, but the lagoon is right here. This is the bank of the lagoon with the dredges setting in it. And we're starting to do some road cuts and run some concrete on top of them. That is the floor.